Come on, let's fire away. Kim, come.
Ross, are you happy with the second half from the first?
Yeah, look, I think you've talked about the elephant in the room. I think we're all disappointed with a couple of things. I think first credit to St Kilda Football Club that played some really hard, tackling, intense football, and it just shows how tough the competition is. And I was probably a frustrated coach, and we were a frustrated team at half time, and really a little bit disappointed from our end. So we just said we've got a choice to make it, that we need to turn around our football in a positive manner. So I didn't think it was instantaneous, but we certainly got them into a contest. And second half, I think it was 32 entries to 11. So we've kept a young team, albeit with some great leaders. I thought their leaders were fantastic today, to 11 entries. So it's whether you want to focus when the game was up for the grabs or how we turned it around. So it's hard to discern which is the right way to go.
Try to put a finger on it for us then.
Yeah.
I mean, all I could see structurally was Crowley changes to Montagna. For instance.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah. Well, I think you're right. Yeah, structurally we probably did a couple of little things, but nothing dramatic. And Ryan, they had so many mids. Our mids were getting a lot of ball, and their mids were getting a lot of ball. So, like Stephen and Montagna and Hayes and Armitage and Fife had 19 at half time. So then it really just become turnover, and I think you could hear the cheers or the Bronx cheers were turning it over a lot. So we tried to make it more of a contest, a little bit more accountable, and so then we controlled their ball movement and were able to score or create a lot of opportunities ourselves. And
what do you think happened with the slow start?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We've been a pretty good starting team for the year. We ranked quite highly. There's no doubt as a match committee, we knew we were putting the group under some pressure, playing two players straight into AFL competition after, we know how long it is, roughly, a long period of time. So it just compounded the problem. And then what happened is we subbed Aaron for Tom late in the third, and then McFarlane's calf tightened, so not dramatic, but we don't think he'll play in the Derby, so we'll put that on the table, and hopefully the week after. So all of a sudden we had two on the bench. So in that context, their second half was quite positive, the group.
Are you comfortable with your depth, Aaron and Matt back in and so on? Are you comfortable with depth to cover some of those niggles over the next 6 or 8 weeks?
Look, our history this year shows that we've been able to step up, so we would aim to continue to do that, and hopefully everyone's better for the run. Barlow a week, Monday a couple of weeks out, and Matthew and Aaron. So, look, I think we all see it the same. We'll take the 4 points. We've worked really hard over the course of the year. We need to play, positive football for 4 quarters, and we endeavoured to do that, but we only got a half today. And I think we acknowledge. I thought their kids were really tough and had good speed, and those sort of things.
Valentine very important, and seemingly, not getting the same scoring chances in several weeks previous, but today he did. Was that sort of more deliberate? Does he play a different slot?
Yeah, no, he sort of played the same sort of roles. I think it's a bit like it was Walters the week before and then Ballantyne. So I think as a combination, Walters, Ballantyne, Main, Pavlich, Ian just helps him a little bit, But I thought he was our best player today, no doubt.
In the context of the game today, how crucial was Pavlich's double blow there in that third term?
The double.
The 2 quick goals.
Look, I was the coach on edge, they slot them through and you breathe out and you're thinking, what are the opposition doing now? It's quite hectic, staying organised and so you sort of just have a quick, but you don't relax, probably relax with 6 minutes to go, 5 goals up, but then we spoke about, Adelaide, 13 points, 6 minutes to go, you're sort of never safe,
Yeah. How did you assess Matthew and Aaron?
Yeah, look, instinctively, Matthew's had 20 possessions, kicked 2 goals, 1. I thought they both looked rusty at times, and then both did bits and pieces. I thought it's a hard business when Aaron got a bit of a Bronx cheer when he sort of gloved once. So, I think they'll be better for the run.
Was it always the plan to sub Aaron off if you could? If you get another injury?
In the back of our mind, we didn't have a hard and fast because you're hoping. You don't get an injury pre, but I thought it was the right thing at the right time. Put a lot of pressure on. We didn't plan for Luke to sort of pop a calf, slightly after that. So But we were able to keep Zach Clark going for really the whole quarter.
Josh Kennedy with no McFarlane, they're concerned for you.
Yeah, he's a great forward, isn't he? We've got Alex Silvani and Peter Fawkes. Look, Alex came in and played on Pods Yardley in a final last year, so we know our pressure is good enough. We really trust Alex to do a role.
Early indication, is that just a 1 week injury at the moment? Or?
Yeah, no, I can't put a 1, 2, 3, maybe none, but in all likelihood, a couple of weeks. You know.
In terms of just the structure back there, not personnel but the structure, how do you look to replace McFarlane and the influence that he's had?
I hate it when I'm a bit facetious, but I just said, you know, we talk about Alex Silvani, we trust him, and he played on in a final Geelong. So I feel like I've answered that.
Not so much personnel, but just in terms of the rebound that he gives.
Who, Luke?
Yeah.
Well, primarily, he's just a lockdown defender who he does give us bounce, but he defends the key forward, so that's what we'll be looking for. So Tanner Smith hurt his shoulder, so it narrows down to Peter Fawkes and Alex Silvani, and Alex Silvani's the most likely because he's done it a bit more recently and stood up in finals, you know, for us. So that's the likely scenario, but it's not ideal, you know. You're right.
What do you think of Clancy Pearce's day-to-day? How have you assessed his year?
Yeah, I think it's been solid. Yeah.
Actually, you'd have a few unsung heroes. I mean, Spur looks cool. Pearce is playing career best footy. Clancy did.
I think.
Got a few unsung heroes.
Look, I don't hear much, but I just hear. I mean, there's rankings, and we've got no one in the top 100, and you know these. But I think to me, just highlights where a team that relies on an even contribution, and when we get that, we're pretty good. And I think you can talk about a lot. And when we don't get it, we come back to the field relatively quickly. So we are. We need an even team contribution, and typically that's what we get, and that's why we're in control of our own destiny still. Thanks, guys.